Hey, what's up guys? We're here on the Patreon version of Realm of Thrones 8.1 Alpha, and there's been a massive update. We have 3 new scenes: Lannisport, Casterly Rock, and Greywater Watch. We also have 2 completely new factions, 70 new troops, and 91 new pieces of equipment. There's also the addition of elephants and mammoths to the game, and a bunch of other really cool stuff that I'll be showing you later in the video. Let's start with one of the new factions. On the Summer Sea in Essos, we have the Qartheen, a very rich and powerful conglomerate of free cities, with the capital being Qarth. We have on land Karkash, the ominous city of Bones, and the beautiful island of New Geese. Here's a snapshot of the campaign map: 3 towns and a castle owned by Qarth. For the troop trees, we have the basic troop tree on the left, and the noble troop tree on the right. It's basically Carthage. We have hoplite infantry, camel-riding cavalry, and strong bow-wielding archers. For the noble troop tree, we have a focus on elite archer units who are very capable of handling themselves in melee. Alright, now let me show you what the troops actually look like. So for the infantry, we have the recruit, promoting into the footman, soldier, hoplite, and elite hoplite. These guys are pretty solid infantry, equipped with a big-ass spear, and I'm pretty sure they also have a sword. They're hoplites, so they're automatically cool. For cavalry, we have the footmen promoting into the camel rider, cameleer, and master cameleer. They're basically hoplites on a camel, high up off the ground, which gives them an advantage against units with short weapons. They're also better suited for fighting enemies on elephants. For the archers, we have the recruit promoting into the bowman, archer, veteran archer, and longbowmen. They're pretty good. They've got plenty of arrows, they're lightly armored, so they're quick on their feet, and yeah, they're pretty effective. Let's have a look at the noble troop tree. We've got the pureborn youth promoting into the pureborn fighter, pureborn warrior, and the pureborn champion, which is an archer unit. Finally, we have the enthroned guardian, which is the best unit of the Qartheen. Heavily armored and highly skilled, they're very deadly with bows and melee. Alright, let me show you what these guys look like in battle real quick. We've got a wall of hoplites with a supporting number of archers and cameleers. We're currently fighting the forces of Aegon Targaryen, and like I said, the archers are going to be your bread and butter if you play as the Qartheen. Have your hoplites hold the line, while your camels and archers have a field day. I think this would be a fun faction to play as. I think the addition of this faction makes playing in Essos more appealing. There's definitely more flavor now for southern Essos, more incentive to play in the region. Let's see if we can survive against Daenerys Targaryen and her formidable host of unsullied and savage Dothraki. Qartheen passed the test. They are pretty good. If you didn't know, if you capture Daenerys, you can actually take her dragon Drogon, and if you talk to her again, you can take her sword Dark Sister. Very cool. On the northern coast of Essos, we have the addition of the Ibbenese, a savage seafaring civilization comprised of short and hairy people hailing from the island of Ibben. Here's a snapshot of the campaign map. The Ibbenese have 3 towns. Alright, let's have a look at the troop trees. In the standard troop tree, we have a strong focus on infantry. The cavalry and the archers are decent, but the infantry is definitely the focus here. On the right, we have the noble troop tree, and those are all mariner troops, so definitely a good faction to play as if you want to do some raiding. Okay, so let me show you what these guys look like. Let's start with the noobs. We have the recruit, footman, and tracker. And the tracker is going to be the unit you'll be promoting. Let's start with the archers. So we got the tracker promoting into the hunter, and then the master huntsman. Decent archers, they don't really have that much armor, but they're quick, and they've got a lot of arrows. Cavalry, we got the tracker, rider, and horseman. Capable units, usable in a pinch, definitely not the focus of the troop tree. Infantry, we got the tracker, warrior, whaler, and timberman. Now you can promote the warrior to either the whaler or the timberman. The timberman being a 2-handed unit with a shit ton of javelins, very deadly with their weapons, quick on their feet. I believe their armor doesn't weigh much. For the noble troop tree, we have the deckhand, rower, sailor, Mariner, and Navigator. Now, the Navigator has a big-ass glaive and a bunch of javelins. They're a great unit and the highest tiered unit for this faction. This is a pretty big update. It is the Patreon version, so I'm not exactly sure when it's going to release to the public, but it is only $5 to gain access to the Patreon, so I'll have a link to that in the description, as well as a link to the Realm of Thrones Discord. There are a few things in this update that I don't show in this video, and that is they fixed a lot of the bugs pertaining to the Enlistment feature, which is joining the Lord's army as a normal soldier. They also fixed a lot of the bugs regarding Whitewalkers and scripted events. The Ibbenese are decent on land, but they really excel at sea combat. We're fighting the Lorathi here, and the Lorathi are pretty cool. I think they're underrated, one of the free cities that you don't hear about too often. Whether you plan on playing as the Ibbenese or just fighting against them, they are a great addition to the game. Okay, next up we have 3 different clans that have new troop trees. Let's start with the first clan. North of Lannisport on the coast we have the Westerling clan, the poorest of all the Westerman clans. They control the crag. And in this update they have a completely new troop tree. Let's have a look. So there's no noble troop tree, but here in this standard troop tree we have decent archers and cavalry, with a focus on infantry. The infantry being suited for taking out other heavily armored infantry. First up we got the noobs, recruit, levy, and footman. Footman being the guy to promote. Infantry, we got the man-at-arms, house guard, and the hedge knight. So heavily armored infantry, the hedge knight being equipped with a 2-handed polehammer, very deadly against other armored units. They also have a spear and a 1-handed axe. Okay, for the archers we have the footman, archer, and elite archer. They're decent, they've got chainmail and plenty of arrows. They also have a 1-handed axe, so naturally they're better against shielded opponents. For the cavalry we have the scout and the knight. The knights are decent, they're well armored, and they definitely look cool. Aside from how the troops actually perform, this update is really awesome, because we're getting more flavor in Westeros. The smaller clans are getting some love. Someday I hope every clan has a unique troop tree. I enjoy identifying units in battle based on what they're wearing. The idea that every clan in the game will have a unique look is amazing. They also added elephants to the game. It's really fun just trampling over enemy units, and the animation is pretty funny as well. North of Lannisport and west of the Twins, we have the Mallister clan at Seaguard, a vassal of the Riverlands. Let's have a look at their new troop tree. We've got some strong infantry, decent archers, and really powerful heavy cavalry, with the Eagle Knight being the best unit for this clan. On a side note, I really like their banner and their color, and you'll definitely be able to know who they are on the battlefield. They have a unique look to them. Okay, for the noobs, we have the recruit, levy, and footman, and notice how they're very well equipped considering their level. Archers, we got the archer and elite archer. They have decent armor, plenty of arrows, they're alright. Infantry, we got the footman, man-at-arms, and the house guard. They're very well equipped, the house guard being dripped out in heavy armor. They also have a 1-handed warhammer, so very effective against armored units. They also have a spear. Cavalry, we got the footman, horseman, knight, and eagle knight. The eagle knight is covered head to toe in plate armor, so very heavy cavalry. These guys will tear up infantry, especially any Greyjoy who dares trespass on their coastline. Overall, I really like the Mallister clan. North of King's Landing at Goldtown, we have the Grafton clan of the Vale. In their troop tree, we have a very strong focus on heavy infantry. Their crossbowmen are dog shit, but their cavalry is decent. The Flaming Knight is going to be their best unit. They have some really cool looking troops. For the noobs, we have the Recruit, Levy, and Footman. For infantry, we have the Man-at-Arms, House Guard, and Flaming Knight. The Flaming Knight is a beast of a unit. They have a two-handed axe as well as a spear and a one-handed axe, along with some very heavy armor that looks really unique. Archers, we got the Archer and Elite Archer. Like I said, they're pretty awful, but I think their infantry and cavalry make up for it. Cavalry, we got the Rider and the Horseman. Decent units. The Rider isn't very good, but the Horseman seems to do well. House Grafton is pretty cool, especially if you like the Vale. We have 5 new campaign map models, 3 in Dorne. We have Planky Town here, looking real sharp. East of Planky Town, we have Sunspear, looking real good. And then north of Sunspear, we have Ghosthill. Ghosthill looks awesome. I love the Dornish architecture. In the north, east of Winterfell, we have a new model for the castle of Hornwood. Looks good. And then east of Hornwood on the coast, we have a new model for Widow's Watch. Looks great. Even the surrounding terrain looks good. Alright, we got 2 new scenes for Lannisport and Casterly Rock. Well, actually Lannisport was in the last update, but I'll show you it anyways, just in case you haven't seen it. There's a new arena. Lots of fun for when you're beating up Old Man Tywin. I like the layout of the city. All new buildings and assets, I believe. It looks amazing. Like I mentioned earlier, it is still an alpha, so they have yet to add things like ambient sounds and the finer details. But overall, they did a tremendous job making this scene. Okay, let's have a look at Casterly Rock. Now, if I was an attacker, I would be really terrified of this place. The defenses are pretty much impregnable. Realistically, the only way to take a place like this would be to starve out the defenders. There's multiple gates you have to go through as an attacker. Shit ton of steps to climb. There's caves everywhere, so I'm sure the Lannisters would be doing some Viet Cong type shit. It's a pretty sizable complex. Really well done though, brilliantly made. Just outside the Lord's Hall we have this paradise patio. Check this out. 1, 2, 3, 4 gates, and all those steps to climb just to make it to the Lord's Hall. That's crazy. Cool lighthouse. I don't know if you can actually walk to it though. Here's a brief glimpse inside the Lord's Hall. Very nice. Okay, well that's basically it for Casterly Rock. Let's move on to the next new scene, which is Greywater Watch, located in the north, just above the Twins. Okay, well, pretty nice scene. You can even hit the Jarl Balgruuf when you're sitting in the throne, which gets an A+ from me. One last thing before I end the video, and that is when you're using mammoths and elephants, you can press the spacebar to do a special attack, which is awesome. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing because I will be making more videos like this in the future. Shout out to RLS2475 for being a channel member. Thank you, bro. Alright, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.